It's Rant Cannon on EN1. It's not really a rant. It's actually a totally pointless video. I just wanted to show this excellent paint job on these gas lines and maybe talk about some stuff, because everybody loves the rant videos, and by everybody I mean the like maybe 40 people that see them, which somehow ends up being only the real ones. YouTube knows who the real ones are, I guess. What do you think they didn't paint the fittings? Isn't that pretty cool? So the lab is undergoing an unexpected remodel right now, so there's possibly going to be a bit of a lull in video production. Also, I have been given permission to make courses on YouTube. What do you think of me? I don't know if I'll make use of that option, but it would be cool. You know what I'm saying? I know just enough about designing a vacuum tube amplifier to make the kind of video that people would just really love to learn from. Not real talk though, when I was trying to learn it, I did not find what I thought I needed. So it seems that nobody has it out there. That's a 1-inch clamp. No, it says 3/4 on it. What do you think? Should I do it? Should I take the effort to make a YouTube course on designing a tube amp from the perspective of a not engineer? Because there's kind of only two kinds of videos out there that teach how to design a tube amp or how to build one. You got guys who teach you how to build a kit and follow every rule to the T. Don't explain that there's any difference between the things that matter and the things that you can get away with not doing how they did it. And you got engineers that make videos that really feel like they're trying to confuse you to make you feel like they're smarter than you are, because they just throw a million formulas out there and a whole bunch of engineering jargon. And if you're not in engineering school or a mathematician or an engineer, those videos are just not helpful. You know, dudes that call themselves engineer technicians and like to brag about what they know that you don't know and not tell you what they know. That is incredibly unhelpful. Nobody actually made a video like I wanted to see, so maybe I do it. They didn't close the cans, man. These are half full. Look at, see? That paint dried up in the can. That's crazy talk. It would seem they waited long enough to close up their cans, because like, look, the other half of the gas lines aren't painted. That's pretty cool, huh? I like these reducers, man. I guess it's easier to do it this way, but man, is it more expensive. I think I'd rather just thread the pipe together myself, but that's just me. We didn't run these gas lines. You know, I recorded a really long video, like really long, about train quality control. You know, we're installing some train units over on this unnamed store that definitely doesn't have any identifying features as seen from the roof. And yeah, I shouted out Polish Sharpshooter in that video and stuff, but then I decided not to release it. Kind of put out the burnout video instead. So now I'm going to ask my massive, huge audience that I love whether they think that I should take the effort to make a course on YouTube for the sake of being able to. What do you think? Should I do it? I've been actually thinking about it, but I haven't really decided. I might throw in a couple of clips from that one video, but no, I'm not going to put out the whole thing. There's no point. Hey, check it out, another missing clamp. That's cool. This is my favorite part though. Check this out. Yeah, look at the crooked. Oh, it's crooked. It's crooked as a dog's leg. Look at it, man. Look at that shit. I love that. And I guess pipe was threaded, so they cut that off with a sawzall. This is 3/4. What's it doing here? It's weird. So this line here comes over. Two more missing unistrut clamps, and then it comes up into this pipe. How would you go about sealing this? Because right now, I don't know, I guess that's to power the water heaters. Because like, it comes down here, the gas is supplied from down there, so that line, it's not feeding the roof. I don't know, man. I'm not going to say the Quality Canon on EN1 would have done a better job, though, because I don't like Quality Canon anymore. They just parts Canon 2.0. And pretty soon, there's going to be some type of a parts Canon update because, you know, I'm going to be switching jobs again. So, I don't know, maybe I'll do HVAC videos again. Had all kinds of mixed emotions about the whole educational HVAC channel thing, but I guess it's okay to be educational. I have hundreds of videos on YouTube that are tagged as educational and one or two that are ranting about how I'm not an educator. You know? But I live in the South, the southern United States. Hypocrisy is a way of life. Who am I to break away from the norm? What am I, a Satanist? You know what I'm saying? I hadn't even noticed how crooked that was. I'll straighten it for him. Much better. That's what I'm talking about right there. I don't know if you can tell from here, but that's going downhill. Man, and you can't adjust those little fancy fittings there. I think shoddy work like this is way more interesting than high quality work because, as stated in the video that I'll never release, you never notice an attention to detail. You only notice a lack of it. And speaking of which, check this fuck shit out. Look at it, we got track marks. They laid down that wet asphalt and then they ran a bobcat over it. Now they got track marks indented into it. I don't know if they've noticed or not. That's some attention to detail right there, buddy. I wanted to show you this, man. Most of these are actually done pretty decent, but what you think about that? This are just, you know, seal tight flex, and here down in here, you can see that it just kind of goes through the deck. You know, let's have a look at the other side of that. So here we are inside of the unnamed store, and here's the other end of that flex stuff. Yeah, my camera's pretty crappy, but you can tell what's going on, can't you? That's that seal tight, and it's just kind of coiled up. I don't know what the electricians are planning on doing with that, but look what we did with the control wiring. Oh yeah. Play that music that Techmoan plays when he's taking the plastic film off of things for this one. Yeah. These are temporary thermostats, man, so it's okay. I got my charger hooked up over here at the power station. Think anybody's gonna steal it? So that's the other end of that gas line. Well, I guess they're gonna want to seal that, eh? So that's the way the thermostats are set up right now. Temporary. They're just going to rip it all out. So what kind of store is this going to be? Police Spetsnaz. I'll give you a hint. We got a room that appears to have plumbing and a Faraday cage. That's metal mesh. Like metal window screen. So this is like a Faraday cage. So what you think? What kind of store is it? Man, this dude's got a pimpin' case on his speaker over here, man. How much you pay for something like that? Here's some wire porn for you. Yeah. That's so cool. What in the hell? What's up with the pecs, man? What are y'all doing? What's the story with this concrete? It's full of these fibers, man. They're all over. This concrete is completely full of these strings, and it looks like shit. Is this supposed to be a form of reinforcement? Are the strings supposed to be visible like that? Is this truck squatting? There's the pressure test on the gas lines. Be a dick move to let a little air out, wouldn't it? Here's a close-up of them track marks. Yeah, buddy. Man. That just warms my heart. That's a pink dumpster. It would seem that Quality Canyon did not get the plumbing or the gas lines on this job, just the HVAC units alone. You ever leave your wallet at home on payday and then drop a little bit of cash that you actually had on you and then somebody else claim it? Happy Friday. So anyway, here's those clips I was talking about. That's not good. This is what it looks like and sounds like when Trane's quality control manages to get worse. Have a look. You hear it? It's coming from right here. Watch this. What do you think about that? Hey? What up, Polish sharpshooter? Shouting you out, man. Those are galvanized fittings, painted black. You can hear it inside, but barely. Yeah, nobody's ever gonna report that. Look it. That's got Parts Cannon written all over it. You know who did this? You know who did that? Yeah, that's right. Parts Cannon on EN1. Braze joint followed by an oily quick connect. It's oily, dog. It's covered in oil. Oh, and look at that. Look at that. You see it? You see it? Ooh. Dude. You just can't make this shit up. Like this is slicker than 2 times of owl shit right here because it's covered in oil, dog. You know the price of refrigerant right now? Is that legal in Canada? That walk-in cooler ran the compressor for like 20 minutes after pumping down when I turned off the walk-in cooler. Now the fans are still running, but the compressor has stopped, suggesting to me that the contactor is still closed and the compressor stopped for a different reason than the pressure switch opening. Furthermore, it is not almost open, it's just plain adjusted wrong. This unit is not going to survive in this condition. The compressor finally came back on its own after cooling down for about 45 minutes. Man, that's gonna make some problems, bro. Fuck's sake. No, those compressors are not phased backwards, as was clearly evident by the fact that they run perfectly when I push in the contactor. The problem was a leaking by discharge check valve causing the pressure from the other compressor, which was still energized, to push the de-energized compressor backwards. That is a compressor failure and requires the compressor be replaced. What an abysmal looking town. What do you think about that? That's pretty cool, right? What do you think that pipe is sticking out of that tower? Right there, you see it? Right there. That's so cool. Here's a little sneak peek at the lab mid-remodel. We'll talk later about what's happened here. But for the time being, expect to see some of the old interview videos coming out. And I don't know, after this is all sorted, we'll get back to building apps. And we got some coolness coming up, including that little thing that was at the beginning of this clip. I leave you with adorable little kittens. Look at the little kitty. Look at how cute. Who doesn't love little tiny kittens? You got an eye buggy, kitty. That's stuck. Look at the little mosaic baby. Look at the kitty. Here's Mama. She says, "What are you doing? What are you petting my kitties for?" It's okay, Mama. Alright, y'all. Take it easy.